a good grad student. How to party correctly.
Definitely. You know, cheers to the party.
Cheers to
Nobody
that.
will ever know what's in here.
Party juice.
This is the party juice. Cheers.
Hey everybody, I'm Deb.
And I'm Beth.
And this is the Beth and Deb show. And we're coming to you live from the beautiful IU East campus where we have offices. And today we're going to talk to you, we're continuing our series about grad school preparation. For all of you out there who are undergraduate students, or even if you've already graduated and you're working and you're hoping to go back to grad school, these are just some videos to help you know what you should be doing now to help you prepare for graduate school. And what we're going to talk about today is how to be a good graduate student, right? Like how you can succeed once you actually do get into graduate school.
And even as I'm sitting here thinking, like, we're calling this the grad school series, but honestly, the things we're going to talk about are going to be applicable to
getting a job,
or keeping a job too.
But
I think some expectations, kind of knowing ahead of time going into grad school that the workload and the expectations are going to be different in grad school than in undergrad, right? So in undergrad, it's a lot of, it might be smaller assignments that lead up to an exam, or maybe it's quizzes that lead up to an exam. And in graduate school, the workload is much different. It's a lot of reading, sometimes hundreds of pages of reading per week.
Yeah, not just textbooks, but like articles, things that are maybe more difficult than what you read in undergraduate.
And there aren't going to be, usually there aren't going to be lots of quizzes along the way.
Right.
So it's like you have a midterm and an exam and maybe a paper, a 15 to 20 page paper.
Or maybe more papers, like
maybe 3 papers that are all 15 pages. But I think the thing to remember is that you might not want to read those 100 pages during the week if you don't feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to be quizzed on this,
Right.
But you get out of it what you put into it.
That's right.
I practiced that before we did this.
That's a hard one.
But, reading because you're making an investment in your future career, right?
Yeah.
Graduate training is like you have to take on.
Yeah, in graduate school you kind of decided what it is that you want to do, and you decided I want to be a master at this, right?
Yes.
You're not just kind of like fumbling around. At this point you are really preparing for a career, and you're expected to have mastered the material.
Yeah.
And you have to read. You have to read the stuff.
You have to read.
Highlight it, understand it, absorb it.
Ask questions about it.
Yep.
Come to class, be prepared with critical thoughts from class.
Yeah. And that can be really hard if you've got a lot of other stressors in your life. Yes, we all do. If you have a family, maybe a job, kids, spouses, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Health problems, all kinds of things that can come up. Can be really hard to manage all of the expectations of graduate school. I know in our program, the students have to take 4 classes per semester, and in the second year, they have to do a 20-hour internship, which is
20 hours a week.
20 hours a week,
yeah.
Yes. So that is pretty killer, because I think a lot of students will expect they'll be able to work full-time, but imagine having a 40-hour a week job for classes and 20 hours of working with clients. You burn out really quickly.
Yep. It's a highly stressful situation.
Yeah.
Time management is so important. and the thing about time management is that if you have too much going on, no level of time management.
Yeah.
There's not any tips for
that. There's no time to manage.
It's like there's literally no time.
You're just running from thing to thing.
You are totally overcommitted.
Yeah.
And so at that point, it's not about time management, it's about boundaries.
Yeah.
And saying, I am a full-time student. 4 classes, even without the 20-hour a week internship. 4 classes as a full-time student. So we really, encourage students to only be working part-time if you have to.
Yeah, if they have to work, make it part-time for at least that second year.
Because otherwise it's just so stressful. Yeah. And then you are, when you're stretched so thin, you're not really doing anything well.
That's right.
And you're investing all of this time and money to get your master's degree, and then
you're miserable.
You're kind of half-assing it.
Yeah, right.
And that's horrible. So, yeah. That's great.
Yeah, so learning how ahead of time to prepare for that grad school so that it doesn't come as a surprise that, I'm going crazy working full time and and all this stuff. It's like, no, if you prepare for that ahead of time, figure out strategies or ways that you can save up money so that during that, that stressful part, you can cut back on work or have your rent prepaid, whatever it is, whatever you can prepare for ahead of time is just so helpful.
Yeah.
All right, so we will be coming back at you with tips for how to study appropriately. A lot of students, our faculty member and colleague Greg Dam will be talking to you about strategies that students often use to study that aren't the most helpful. They aren't the most effective. And what has science taught us about what is the most effective way to study and retain knowledge? So look for that episode soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.